If you struggle with shyness or social anxiety, check out our free No BS training course with actual useful advice you can do from home. None of that just get out there nonsense. The link is in the description below. For now, let's get to today's question.
The question, how do I start talking to a guy who is shy? Answer by Jordan Alexo. Coming from a guy who used to be extremely shy and suffered from severe social anxiety to a point that it was even hard for me to walk down the street. I was constantly obsessing about what other people might have been thinking about me. I no longer am shy. I actually completely cured my problem. However, here's what I have to say based on my experience. How to talk to a shy guy. A person isn't shy because has some kind of hidden genius in a box, who only enjoys spending his time speaking with others about mathematical equations, while gazing at the moon. A guy is shy because he suffers from several social insecurities. One is having the feeling that he is inadequate in social situations. This feeling is mostly because this person lacks experience in them, and probably, he spent too much time home playing video games, or isolated doing others' hobbies like masturbating to 1,000 of pics of naked ladies like a crack addict in steroids, rather than interacting with others. If you spend too much time alone, sooner or later you start developing shyness and in more severe cases, social anxiety. As a result, each time you want to talk to someone you feel anxious. So what do timid people do? Well, they plain simply tend to avoid any or all kinds of social situations and leave the talking to the big boys or girls. But ironically, by avoiding social situations they even become more socially awkward. In a way, that's their real issue. They don't experience enough social situations and therefore, don't feel confident in them. You only build confidence by repeating the same experiences until you feel handsomely wet on them. What should you talk? I personally don't bother myself in trying to talk to someone who is extremely shy. I find it boring and it tends to feel like a one-sided conversation. Well, in fact it is, and yes, I used to be a boring ass. So I can't blame other people for not wanting to talk to me in the past. But yet, you asked, so here's my answer. Anyway, shy people aren't always shy around everyone. Commonly, they feel comfortable talking to their closest friends, family members, etc. They tend to feel this way with people they don't know or someone they consider above their status level. For instance, if they see a gorgeous girl coming to talk to them, their balls immediately fall on the ground and they become nervously speechless. This happens because in their mind they think somehow these people are better than them. Smarter, wiser, cooler, sexier, whatever, and for this reason they better keep their mouths shut and let them do the talking. If they see a gorgeous girl, then they immediately assume she's out there leak. Even though leaks don't exist, and it's nothing more than a stupid idea they have in their mind. So if you are a girl, then this guy, as soon as you start talking to him, will become extremely uncomfortable. However, you may try to talk about his interests. Normally shy guys feel more comfortable talking about the stuff they enjoy. PSS. My guess are video games, Magic the Gathering, chess and porn. Haha. Okay, don't talk about that one. Initially, the conversation will pretty much feel one-sided, yet as you continue talking to him he will start feeling a bit more relaxed. After a while, he may open up with you. Of course, this depends on how severe is his shyness. However, as I said, it is a shit ton of work, but that's up to you to decide if it is worth it or not. Answer by Nicholas Grund. Shy guys are not too apt on initiating conversations. But that does not necessarily mean they are invincible to your charm. Here we have a few ideas on how to converse with them. Charm on. Referenced from Lonely to Social Life in 27 Days. Many women will have objections to dating a shy guy. They simply cannot be bothered with having little or no responses to issues that they might want to bring up. Here are a few ideas on how to start talking to a guy to ease the dating shy guy's problems a bit. If you are not used to initiating conversations, you will get more than enough practice while talking to a shy guy. They might want to engage in a conversation with you but sit quietly just waiting on you to make a move. You will need to find topics that will get him to say something to show that he at least has considered talking to you. You will need to know beforehand if he is interested in having conversations with you in the first place. Ask yourself why you think he likes you. Did he give a clear enough indication that he is interested? This means you will have to dig or ask his friends for information on how to make him want to talk with you. Even though you might be tempted to talk about all the things that you love, talking to shy guys will change this up a bit. It is not that you are making all your conversations all about him, but rather, creating situations where an actual conversation can take place. This way you get the chance to learn bits and pieces of him. He might not like the regular things that men stereotypically like, For example, cars, sports, etc. But finding out what really lights his fire will help you a lot. Whether a guy is shy or not, he will be uncomfortable talking about topics that are seemingly uncomfortable. This is always an important thing to avoid when dating. This means those topics that he deliberately seems to avoid are those you yourself might know. Like should be avoided. Sometimes what we don't realize is that being shy sometimes can be attributed to something other than just not wanting to interact. The topic could be the issue. Remember that just like you, he too will have his little discomforts. Not necessarily very crowded places, but ensure others are around. Some people are afraid of having conversations in intimate environments. Try going out in places where there are other people, like a coffee shop or the mall perhaps. Having a double date is one of the best options, as you would have familiar people in that circle. Having others around can be a well-needed distraction for a shy guy to engage in a conversation with you. This might seem bold and you might be reconsidering this, thinking it might be a turn-off more than anything else, but having him know how you feel will give him leverage. He might have been thinking how to talk to you but having drawback because he is fearing rejection from you. Shy people problems does not begin and end with just not being able to converse, but also protecting how they feel. Rejection is not something that they would want to deal with. Are not you tired of waiting for him to make the first move? Stop waiting and make your own destiny. Go on and start a conversation with your crush, taking into consideration the tips we have prepared for you. One thing is certain, when you are through with him, he will have eyes only for you. If you think it's hard to find things to talk about with a guy you like, then you are in the right place. No need to be nervous about finding conversation fillers or think to chat up a guy is hard. This is where you find the most useful advice to erase uncomfortable gaps and find interesting things to talk about with guys. The dating scene is hard, especially if those around you keep having bad experiences. Blind dating is challenging as you have no idea what to expect or what the other party might think of you. These dating tips won't take away your fear of dating, but it will help to ease tension while on a date. Answer by Austin Orr. Don't make small talk. Chances are the guy that you're describing might be on the extreme side of introverted. If that's the case, then small talk probably either scares him or makes him lose his interest. Guys like that aren't interested in what the weather is like, or what kind of clothes they are wearing today, or the latest news in fashion. They're more interested in your opinion in political matters, but I wouldn't start with that. How the universe formed, how economic markets are created, or something that really interests them. If you're trying to talk to them, then it's your job to find out what makes them tick. If they spend all of their time on a computer, ask them what they are doing. If you don't understand their answer, keep asking questions until you do. They would probably love to teach you. If they enjoy skiing by themselves, ask them when they got into skiing and what skiing does for them. Ask them how long it took them to learn, and why they got into it in the first place. You must find out what they do with their time, because once you start talking about it, it's honestly the way into everyone's heart. If you want to read more into it, what to do when talking to a shy person.